So my name is Dominic Adesani. I'm a professional marketer for Intel Corporation and lucid dreamer since my early to mid-teens. And with Lucidity Institute, I've been associated with the Institute for probably 10 or 12 years. I'm working more closely as a member of the Institute staff for, we'll say, 5 years. Within the general science of lucid dreaming, we categorize the types of lucid dreams into two buckets or categories. One we call DILDS, which is an acronym for Dream-Induced Lucid Dreaming. That means that during the dream, you become aware that you're dreaming and then take control, or participate is probably a better way of describing it, in the dream. There are particular techniques for trying to stimulate awareness during DILDS. Stephen LaBerge's mild technique, mnemonically induced lucid dreams, is one very excellent technique for awakening during a dream as it's already there. The other general category we call WILDS, or waking-induced lucid dreams. This is where the dreamer or the practitioner will shift from being fully awake into, let's say, a mild meditative-like state, and then deepen it into hypnagogia, and finally into sleep. Wilds take a bit more effort in trying to maintain and focus on the stream of consciousness as it shifts from being fully awake to falling asleep, or to moving into sleep. Where DILDS require a bit more critical thinking of the state you're in, the reality you're in order to identify the fact that you're not awake, but frankly, in a dream. So the practice of wilding, as we call it, is usually working with being reflective on the transitions and the states of consciousness as you move off into sleep or into meditation. Playing with hypnagogia is a very, very strong practice. One of the techniques I used early on was to lay down on a carpeted floor and roll a towel up underneath my neck, and then do my hypnagogic practice, transitioning, watching my consciousness wink in and out. And because it was physically uncomfortable, I would not fall asleep and often be pulled back from falling off into a stupor by the physical discomfort. And yet I could re-enter the hypnagogic experience and sort of walk the tightrope between consciousness and unconsciousness. That's one technique. Don't need to be as rigorous perhaps as I was on the floor using a chair. Generally speaking, when you move into hypnagogia, into stage 1 sleep, the muscles will become relaxed and the head will wag, and so you can feel the head falling over whenever you start getting into stage 1 sleep. Pick it back up, re-enter hypnagogia. But one has to be interested in playing with and be attentive to the stream of consciousness as you fall off. It's a fun practice for those who are inclined. Others find it kind of boring or at least time-consuming. In those cases, dilding techniques may be more appropriate for that lucid dreamer. In fact, I personally categorize some of our lucid dreamers in being dominantly dialed or dominantly wild based upon their techniques and their personal motivation or dispositions. It seems to me that I've often heard that the light sleepers seem to have a little more natural ability for dials, since they're waking up during the night several times and grabbing the dreams a little more regularly, where sounder sleepers may have a little more of an inclination of watching at least the transitions of consciousness in and out.